Greetings! Just as promised, I have brought you a Qwiktro of Dark Souls 2. Now that I have basically spent a week on this game, a week addicted I might add, I think I'm more sound to give my opinion on what I think of it. And, I've had some experience with Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, and, I like them more than I thought I would. But I still really couldn't get into it. Yeah, there's something about it. It was just they're obviously both really challenging, and so is this one, obviously. But they both came at a time where I picked them up amidst like a huge games coming out. Like when they came out, it was until like 2 years after both of them that I really like started to see it, and then I was like, I don't have time for this, or this is cool, but whatever. But this game actually inspires me to go back to those two games just because I I I like this game a lot. As you can see, I'm a beautiful human girl. I wouldn't say human because you can't be any other race, but anyway, so yeah, this is my character. I'm human right now. For those who don't know Dark Souls, when you die, you become like this weird demon form, and you're turning into this thing called a Hollowed, and you don't want to do that because then you'll just suck on souls, which is what you're. Oh my god, that's scary. So like the other games, you can see people playing in the world, which is pretty cool. You can also touch these summon signs, which I can't remember if that was in Dark Souls or Demon Souls. I think it's more readily available in this one, as much as I believe. Where I didn't really use it in the original Dark Souls, if it was there, I can't remember. Jeez Louise. Sorry, Dark Souls fans, don't freak out at me. But I use it actually quite a bit. And that's probably one of the reasons why I like this game. Now, hardcore Dark Souls 2 players would say that, you're not really playing unless you do it by yourself. And, there is some award to, defeating the bosses by yourself. And that's the only time I ever use party members, where, you'll go to a boss door, there'll be some signs there, you hire up to 2 people, you go in there and you tackle a boss. It's kind of like MMO-ish, where you do the boss raids and you'll get in there and then you'll wave goodbye. I guess MMO-ish in the Guild Wars 2 sense. But yeah, this place right now, I wanted to basically talk as I'm playing through this place. This is the first time I'm ever running through this place. Now, this is the Lost Bastille, and I have been through other parts of this area. Wow, that's weird. Statue person? I've been by this place before, but not in this particular area. I just unlocked it from beating this trio of bosses that was pretty hard until I got some good gear and some good partners to slay them. And I actually think I could have taken them down by myself after the fact, but I wish and hope after I beat the game or whatever there's a boss rush mode just to see if I can take him down, because the bosses, like the other games, is the best part of the game. Really, they're the hardest part of the game, but they're so rewarding. I've done quite a few bosses by myself up to this point, most of them with other people, but you know what, if you were in this weird apocalypse or medieval kingdom, would you take pride? I mean, obviously you take pride in defeating things by yourself, but if you had the option to do it with people, and you knew that you'd have a better chance of surviving, wouldn't you do that rather than doing that with, by yourself? I mean, hypothetically, if this was real, which of course it's not because it's a video game, one, and it's fantasy too, and so many other things that would never happen with this thing. But, I mean, really, wouldn't you fight with people? Those things look like the zombies from Resident Evil, actually. Like the original Resident Evil, with like the gray matter and like the weird blood on their mouths. They don't move. Oh, shit. Well, see, traps are all over the place, as you can see, so it's a good idea to maybe not slash at barrels. And there's not even anything up here. So, yeah. I like doing boss runs with people, but it is really rewarding if you do it by yourself, because it's really tense, and it's like, holy shit, I can't believe I just did that. There has been a couple bosses where it's like, wow, I can't believe that was a boss up to this point. There's like a ship battle I did That was a really, really easy boss. And there was like this Dragon Knight that was super easy. If you ever read any facts on that, there's like I can't remember what the ship one was called, but anyway, you can do those ones by yourself. Not the old Dragon Knight. The old Dragon Knight was pretty hard, just because he just rushes you, which is actually something that is a little weird at this game. As much as I played Dark Souls and Demon Souls, this one seems to be a little bit laggy in response to the controls. Not, I shouldn't say laggy because the controls are great. There's just a delay, like when you're summoning magic or using your sword. Everything seems a little bit more stiff. I think that's just a balancing thing that they did because, in some ways, I'm not sure if I like this game more because in some ways it's really hard. In other ways, I find it a little bit easier, at least to get into. See that mist there? That mist means that there's a boss ahead. I don't have any party members, so I don't want to embarrass myself on this Qwiktro here. So I'm just gonna let it be for now and just keep on going in this dungeon. Another reason why I chose the Lost Bastille was because this is the first area that I really started to get a hang of, you know, how this game works, and I did some grinding for a while, and I got some really good gear, and things started to shape up, basically. Let's see, what was I saying before? Items? Well, whatever. So, my character, I have a bit of magic. I'm mostly a strength character. I have very heavy armor, an amazing shield that you get this in this place called the Tower of Flame, I believe. And, this game seems more Metroid-y than like the other games, where it's all interconnected by those bonfires and you can like travel between them. And it seems like this one at least I'll get a new ability to like unfreeze people maybe, or at least be able to break statues, or maybe I just need a club to break them. I don't know. This is the only case. I mean, otherwise everything is unlocked via keys and whatnot, or hidden paths actually. Let's see. But you don't really. Oh, there we go. You don't really need an item to find a hidden path, though. You just need to be smart about it and, you know, read the text and everything. I hope I don't get invaded because I've been invaded a couple times, and I survived one super easy and really scary because I had so many souls, and I was about to die and had not a lot of healing items left. And he was like this guy with like a skull mask, and he had like a giant scythe, and it was really creepy. But yeah, right now I would say I'm wearing this thing called the Draylick armor, full gear in that. You know, it's a bit cumbersome, but it helps me out in terms of like defense. The shield is called like the Old Knight shield, I believe. You get in the Tower of Flame, and it is amazing. You wouldn't think that an item dropped from an enemy would be that good, but it's really cool. It ups like your damage taken from like elemental things. It's got a good block, and it doesn't take that much of your stamina away when you are blocking. And I find it very, I mean, it's heavy, but I find it very, very useful. And as far as my sword goes, this is the fire sword that you get pretty early in the game if you find it. There's a place in the Forest of Giants where there's like fire being spit out, and it's like right below the second bonfire you can go to, kind of in that area down below. It's kind of hard to find, but not really. I super recommend it. I'm level like 70 something right now, and I'm still using it, and I am just, you know, taking dudes down. Now, I do have some like heavier weapons that I switch out every once in a while, like when my thing is about to break, or when I'm experimenting, but for the most part, I'm pretty much heavy in everything else and very light on my weapons. I do have a bit of magic, so I guess my class would be considered, I guess, I guess like a paladin, I would say, since I do have healing magic and some kind of like ray magic and whatnot. There's not really classes per se in this game. I mean, you do start off with the class, but it's not really that important because you can shape how you want to be later on down the road. Let's see what else. So yeah, I really enjoy this game. At this point, while I'm playing, I'm about 20 hours in, and like I said, I'm 70 something, and I'm just like smoking guys. But one tip I should say that is, if you feel like you're smoking guys and you just happen to have like good gear and stuff, um, dang, I somehow wound up back up here. Don't get cocky. Ooh, that's creepy. Don't get cocky. Even as much as you think you're powerful, something can kill you or you can fall off a cliff. And death. You gotta embrace death and not. Don't be so angry if you die. Just make sure you get back to get your souls and whatnot. And always go back once you have a good amount of souls. Go back to Marjula, which is like the hub place. Spend your points. I would recommend if you find a bit of armor or a weapon that you want, stick with that to upgrade instead of putting points and shards and stuff into random things, because then you'll run out of shards and souls. Because one thing that is different in this game is there's a limited amount of spawn points. So when you go to a bonfire, monsters respawn just like in the other games. However, you cannot endlessly grind for them. They have a set amount, and I haven't been able to figure out exactly how many times they can respawn. At a guess, I would say about 10, maybe a dozen times before they stop spawning again. And in one way, that's pretty cool because that means you can just, grind for an area and then, finish all of the monsters that you want to finish off in an area, like up to a boss run, so that you don't have to keep on doing monsters every single time you want to go fight a boss and whatever. That's pretty useful. Another thing is, it's in a bad way because you can't endlessly grind then. Like, you have a limited amount of leveling up you can do and, advancing. As far as I know, there might be a point in the game where you can, like, redo things where... Oh, shit, my thing's about to break. Where you can resummon things. I don't know. I have a feeling maybe not, or maybe it's not till after the game. So just be cautious of what you're doing. And yeah, there's actually a merchant in this game that I don't know if there was. I can't remember actually. I actually think in Demon Souls you can sell stuff. In this game, you can. There's a guy, you can sell stuff from him. So you meet him first in this pirate area, and then he disappears into this really hard area, and then it's hard to find him again because he's in this poison area, and I don't really want to venture in that area right now because I don't know. I have a feeling I'll find some better poison armor so I don't fucking die all the time. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a random hodgepodge of tips. Um, be cautious, be smart about the game. If you take your time, it's not that hard. You are gonna die, and I would suggest if you die, don't use your human effigy, which returns you to a human. Don't just endlessly spawn that. If you die, embrace your deathness, and if you start to get your health below like a half of what your bar actually is, because every single time you die, your health goes down. But if you die, just embrace it until you get whatever, or you want to get to a boss. I usually revive myself to a human whenever I get to a boss, just because you can only summon people if basically if you are human. So I don't want to waste it if I'm just randomly grinding for monsters. I mean, there's really no need, and you're still pretty powerful as like the demon form of yourself, but your HP just goes down, and you might be a little bit more limited in other ways as well, like not being able to summon people. But I think you'll be fine. Just be smart about it, because human effigies are kind of harder to come by. I've acquired, if you saw at the beginning of this video, I've acquired quite a few at this point. But like I said, I'm 20 hours in the game, I'm like level 70 something. I've gotten very lucky drops, and I've been very conservative about my human effigies as well, so use it sparingly. And I think I'm going to end this video pretty quick here. Now that I showed you some secrets of the Lost Bastille. This is like the biggest dungeon I've been to. This place has 4 bonfires, and if you saw in the video with that statue blocking the way, there's a 5th one. this place is huge. It is my favorite area. So cool. Very alluring with just the old castle aesthetic and like the weird waves that are coming along. And yeah, I don't know. I like this game a lot. My review will be up shortly along with this video. And yeah, you should totally buy this game if you're new to Dark Souls.
Boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom.